And welcome back to White Mountain Today here on White Mountain TV 16. Joining us in the studio this morning is Bill Kittredge and Susan Bean, and we are going to talk about the fields on the Saco.
Lovely.
Do you like the way I did that?
It was,
Fields
yes.
on the Saco.
You could do the commercial.
Well, there you go. I can do that. So let's talk about the fields on the. What an incredible event it is. So Susan, give us an overview before we delve.
Well, the Upper Saco Valley Land Trust is pretty excited about having received this Fields on the Saco, it being its 10th anniversary this year. A wonderful farm-to-table dinner, and we received it, and it's gone through this transition over time. Janice Crawford created it with the Chamber. For the Green Team, it went over to the Saco Valley Slow Food Chapter, and now we have it. So we thought, this is perfect. We work with farmers in the area, in the Mount Washington Valley Eaters and Growers farms, and we work with Saving Agricultural Land. So the tie-in for us was pretty tight. That this makes sense for us as a fundraiser.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so it's happening on October 22nd, and it's happening at the farm at Merrill Farm, or the barn at Merrill Farm in Conway.
Right on the Saco, where they as well have done a little bit of conservation easement. So it's a nice tie-in there as well for us, and they're the hosting sponsor.
Right, that's awesome.
I think so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Bill, how are you involved in it this year?
Well, I think we're going to provide a special pairing for the event. We haven't totally decided yet, but we may think it's a garlic, maybe a traditional balsamic from the olive oil company, and we think that the chefs may be using it as well, so we think it should be a pretty good thing.
I probably should have introduced that you are you the owner of the olive oil company? Is that the proper term?
Yes, I'm a co-owner of the pot.
Okay.
My partner, Matt DiBenedetto, is also with us. We've been open about 40 days now in downtown North Conway. So it's been pretty interesting. The community's been very supportive.
You've been great.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've heard some great things about that. So what a great tie-in with the Fields on the Saco. You know, local company producing local olive oil, and now going to spread it on our salads and dip our bread.
Yes, and it's a 7-course, like Bill was saying. It's a 7-course, 7-plated meal, 7-course meal. And we have chefs from all over, and we have pairings. We have chefs, I should say, from Therese from White Mountain Cider Company, Jeff Fournier from the Thompson House Eatery, and Liz Jackson way up in Salt in the Libby, Salt Pub in Libby, and Michael Biers from the Merrill Farm Inn, and Jonathan Spak from the Oxford House. So we have some hard hitters here for chefs. And then we have pairings with Tamworth Distilling, Sap House Meadery, and Tuckerman Brewing. And so when Bill said they're pairing the olive oil and balsamic, it's perfect because they are.
Right, absolutely.
Right, they're just making it work with the meals. The chef will see how they can incorporate their wines and balsamics. It's really cool.
That's great. And so we've got some displays here. So let's talk about these experiences that are going to be available for people that night.
Well, many wonderful nonprofits have dinners and auctions, and we are no different, but we wanted to change up the auction component because our focus really is going to be on the dinner and the quality of food, because all our food will be procured from our farmers from Mount Washington Veg Group. But we're doing an auction.
Absolutely.
And we have 15 items, and we thought, let's make a little frou-frou, an experience package or bundles.
Yeah.
So one of them is, I think it's called Maine Coastal Birds on Tap, which has a value of about $450. It's an overnight in Monhegan Island at the Trailing U. And there's this great trip. These guys have something set up called Birds on Tap, where it's 6 hours of birding on the coast of Maine, and you go to homegrown breweries, and you visit them as well, only in the afternoon. Okay, you start birding at 9, but you don't start that part until the afternoon.
Oh, that's great.
But it's experiences like that. We have one here from the Mount Washington Valley Arts Association called Growing Valley Arts, which is an experience for 4 people for sip and paint. So you have wine, and there's a $100 gift certificate from Vintage Frameworks for framing your work. And I believe
there's paintbrushes in there too.
There's a feeling of it. So there's wine glasses, there's wine, there's a T-shirt. So it's something that we're creating to bring people together and feel like, oh, this will be fun.
Right.
Because I can invite Bill and Rob with me, and that'll be great. So there's another one that we have too. I think is pretty exciting. It's it's called An Evening to Remember. We've titled all of them. Tom Pollard will be sharing his film,
Yeah.
an intimate setting, a dinner of 8. So you'll have dinner and wine, and Tom Pollard will be there, a great filmmaker and expedition person, right? And he will be there sharing his latest film and filmmaking
That's awesome.
for 8 people.
crazy.
That's great.
That's cool.
So that's fun. So that's just
Yeah.
an added bonus
Yeah.
besides all the great things that are going to happen there that evening on October 22nd.
Yes, and again, I think we were talking earlier, the event supports the Upper Saco Valley Land Trust.
Yep.
And it's our fundraiser. It's our big fundraiser for the fall. So it's not necessarily like it's $100 a ticket. Ooh, it's $100 donation as the tastiest fall fundraiser in the valley.
That's great.
I think so too.
That's great. And then we also have, there's another basket here, so we might,
Oh, that's
I
right.
can't even lift this one.
Because it has grains in it.
It
It's
has-
called,
yes.
it's the Baker's Delight. So Maine Grains is a new business in Maine, Skowhegan, that has really come onto the market in the business world big. And there's about 20 pounds of grains in there, oats, red fife, I think, which is a grain, an ancient grain that they're promoting.
Yeah.
And then there's this couple up in Lyman, Maine, who had the Stone Turtle Baking and Cooking School. And so you have a 6-hour baking experience, a class, where you bake the bread, you have lunch, and then you have product that you take home with you. That's part of the whole experience. That's like $225 right there. So this basket
Wow.
gives you the grains, you go to a baking class, and so that's the experience.
Yeah.
Something that you'll remember. It's notable, just like the Land Trust.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
What a great thing. So,
Yeah, that's awesome.
that one's cool.
well, they sounds like they're all cool. So it sounds like a nice little bonus to going to the Fields on the Saco experience is that you also have a chance to get some new experiences
Yeah.
as part of that.
Nice
Now,
way
tickets
to
are
put it.
limited just to 150 people,
Correct.
so you probably want to book now.
Yes, you do. And online is the way you want to do it because everything is set up for you. So you go to it's an acronym, USVLT for Upper Saco Valley Land Trust.org, and you'll see events and you'll click on Fields of the Saco. And from there you can read a little more, then you can register. So, yeah, you guys decide, talk about it, be inspired by either the Tom Pollard evening and dinner for 8, or the idea that we're bringing our farmers together with the Mount Washington Valley Eaters and Growers Group, and working with the Merrill Farm Inn as one of our sponsors to really make a locally made, freshly procured, and just exquisite menu items that the chefs are coming up with, and you'll have
Yeah.
a great time with your friends.
Sounds like a good time.
I think so. You should be there.
Sounds like a good time.
I want to be there. That sounds
All
exciting.
right.
Hey, you should be there too.
Well, you could be there so that you could tell people more about the olive oils that are going to be paired. So
Yeah, and that's also too, I think being part of the sponsorship is wonderful because Bill just opened up and Bill and Matt were in the store and I just go in and it's just, everything's beautiful. Been watching the space for a few months, getting ready for opening.
yeah,
And all I did was ask, and I think it was the sweetest response that every person who comes through those doors for Fields on the Saco will receive Matt and Bill's balsamic and olive oil as a gift.
that's great.
Yeah.
Speaking of gifts,
Yeah.
why don't we? You guys brought down a sample pack, I guess is the best way to describe it, with a bunch of we've got balsamic vinegar, balsamic.
Yes.
You can tell I grew up in Rhode Island. And they have infused olive oil, garlic infused olive oil, Tuscan herb. Oh boy, I'm messing it all up there. So anyway, we're going to give it away, and a nice little prize there. And of course, that's available right there at the North Conway Olive Oil Company. But we're going to make it easy for you. Kelly has a question that she is going to pull up here so that we can give away the North Conway Olive Oil gift pack.
Can we
as it
play?
were.
I mean, if
no,
I
you-
pull out my phone, because
no.
actually it's a sweet package.
You cannot play, Susan. You are not allowed. So
Okay.
she's going to drum up a question. All right. We did that question last week, Kelly. Sorry. I know. Well, we couldn't see that through the trees, so we'll have to come up with a different question here. So, do you know what country has the largest area of forest? By the way, might as well ask.
I would think Brazil.
I would
I
say
thought Brazil
Russia.
too was Russia.
Yeah.
Russia by leaps and bounds.
Yes.
All right. How about this one?
By
All right.
Black Forest leaps and bounds.
Where in the White Mountains would you find Dragon Corridor? Is it at Great Glen Trails, Storyland, Lost River Gorge and Boulder Caves, or Whale's Tail Water Park? Which or where in the White Mountains will you find the Dragon Corridor? I think I know the answer to this. Good morning, White Mountains Today.
Number C.
C, Lost River? No, it is not Lost River. So where would you find the Dragon Corridor? So I do know the answer to this. So, good morning, White Mountains Today.
We have the same answer. Have the same answer, Steve.
Oh,
The same answer. What do I do?
okay. Good morning, White Mountains Today.
Yes, I'm gonna say B, Storyland.
You're going to say Storyland? It is not Storyland. It is not. So it's either Whale's Tail or Great Glen Trails. Oh, they both rhymed. You know. Good morning, White Mountains Today. Whale's Tail? No, it is not Whale's Tail. So it's going to make it a little bit easier for the last person to be able to guess what that is. So where is the Dragon Corridor? It's right near the dragon's eggs, actually. Good morning, White Mountains Today.
I'm gonna guess D, Whale's Tail.
You can guess D, Whale's Tails, but that is incorrect. So still an opportunity for somebody to win here. So good morning, White Mountains Today.
Great Glen.
Great Glen Trails is absolutely correct.
Yes.
Who's on the phone?
Leona.
Good morning, Leona. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Great. Well, we have this terrific gift box of olive oils from the North Conway Olive Oil Company. So hang on the phone, Leona. We'll get all the information from you. We may actually lose her there for a minute, but she can always call back.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yes, the Dragon's Corridor is one of the trails at Great Glen Trails, and in fact, the dragon's eggs are right there. That's how you know you're going down the Dragon Corridor. The giant boulders that look like dragon eggs.
Oh, that's cool.
They might be real dragon eggs if you're kind of a Game of Thrones person. So you never know. All righty. So wrapping up here. So the Fields on the Saco event is happening on October 22nd.
Yes.
And you can go to the website. Say the website again, Susan.
It is www.usvlt.org. Go to the events and Fields on the Saco.
And there you go. You can sign up, but do it soon.
Do it soon. We'll be
Definitely
closing
is one of
it.
those
Yeah.
things that you definitely want to make sure that you are in on that. And Bill, thank you so much for coming down from the
appreciate it.
Olive Oil Company, and thank you for partaking in the Fields on the Saco. So it sounds like a terrific event.
I think so.
And well, 10th annual, so it obviously is a terrific event.
Yes.
But you're making it even more terrificer.
It is a terrificer way and a tasty way to donate to the Land
Absolutely.
Trust. Thanks.
That sounds so great. Thanks so much for
Yeah.
coming by.
Thank you.
And we're back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.